Hey, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today for a quick overview here of the invasion event, specifically for Quasar and all of his red stars. I just completed it, so I wanted to quickly just show you guys an overview of all the nodes here in terms of what I used, as well as kind of a little bit of tips and tricks as you guys walk through this, if you're hoping to also maximize and complete all the milestones like myself. Now, having said that, guys, this is definitely an end game event. You're going to be needing some really required build rosters to actually participate all the way through, but as you can see, you don't necessarily actually need to finish the entire difficulty 10 run in order to actually capitalize on all of the rewards. So for example, you can see here on screen, we've left the last node as well as the second last node, and when you take a look at the milestones here, we were able to fully complete it. So that's the good news. I want to walk you guys through all the packs or different kind of scourges that we activated to get to this point, and then also show you the teams that I use, because overall, it was quite straightforward. There was one node that we're going to have issues with. I'm probably going to make a separate video on it later on, and then link that below for your guys' reference if you need assistance as well. So, for further ado, let's go ahead and get started here with the mods or trials packs that you previously used in the past. So definitely one of the big ones for sure you want to be using here is Harbinger of Nihilus, because Quasar is going to be one of the most important characters that you'll be bringing in. You can see he's going to be gaining the following traits, which is Vigilante, Thunderbolt, and the Accursed. It increases the overall damage, armor, and resistance and focus of Quasar. So just really giving him some more juice here, especially with the synergy of the other Chapter 1 characters. Evasive maneuvers. When a character dies, their allied bio characters gain evasion. So this is actually directly going to help, respectively, the Thunderbolts team. You definitely want to take advantage of that, especially with the evasion for additional damage mitigation and protection. We have home field advantage, which is all city characters gaining additional stats here, especially from the critical hit chance, damage, as well as, but unfortunately, the player's villain characters do lose damage and HP, so this goes against the Accursed allies, but we don't use Accursed anyways. We only actually use Vigilante and Thunderbolts. Bio armor, when a character dies, all allied bio characters have gained safeguard, so once again benefiting the Thunderbolts team. We have Storm Warning, which is all raid abilities being active during this run. It's going to benefit both Vigilante and as well as Thunderbolts. And then lastly, all war abilities are currently active with World at War. Reason being is because this directly benefits Quasar. And remember, he's also going to be having the synergy of both the Vigilante and Thunderbolts, and as well as Curse. Actually, I didn't check this in the very end, but I guess you could have actually gone through and used the Accursed team here at the very end, but I don't have them built up. I don't even have them unlocked, so that's probably why they've decided to do this. But by having these 85 mods in total, we're actually able to do just the 10 nodes, and you are able to actually finish this up now. And then actually, I'm curious, now that I've got this run score, where do we rank? So we're in the top 2,000 right now. But yeah, I suspect it's going to be one of these nodes that actually are the harder ones, which I'll go through later on, being the Thunderbolts node. Mission 1, very, very straightforward. And guys, you'll see that my Vigilante team is quite built up because of the fact that 3 of these 5 characters are actually with me in Age of X towards the Professor Xavier unlock. So that's why you see them at Gear Tier 20. You don't necessarily, now that I've completed it, you don't necessarily need these characters at Gear Tier 20. I definitely think you can get everything done with Gear Tier 19. However, it is hard for me to visualize difficulty 10 being completed with Gear Tier 18 characters, just because of the fact that you'll see some of the enemies that are up against, they're quite strong and notable. So you definitely want to be bringing your Vigilante team at least to Gear Tier 19, unless you have more yellow stars on them. So most of my characters are only 5 stars. So, and then the exception here, obviously, we have Quasar being the full 7 yellow that we were able to push him all the way through. However, with Quasar, he is the lowest gear tier rating, as you can see here at Gear Tier 19. Haven't pushed him all the way to Gear Tier 20 just yet. Still making that decision later on for Age of X. But yeah, Mission 1 all the way to Mission, I believe, 8. Exact same team. So you can see here, to be honest, the nodes are very, very straightforward. I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to be making some videos on it, just because it was quite smooth. There wasn't a lot of RNG actually needed. If you have many of these Vigilante characters plus Quasar, and again, the odd person out is Elektra, just because this team is a better version with Quasar in the mix. You can see we use the exact same team going through all 1 attacks. Now, this is where things get a little bit interesting. Starting at Mission 9 is when you can only use Thunderbolts or Quasar. And I would say right now, this Mission 9 is probably arguably the hardest node out of all the nodes that we've gone through. There is a lot of resetting that you may have to do. And I did find that I tried doing this with my Gear Tier 18 Thunderbolts team first. No luck. Reason being is because when you start things off, there's going to be a wave of attacks coming from the enemy Liberty team. And again, I'll have the footage because I do feel like this one needs to actually see the full gameplay to help out you folks that are stuck on this node. There's a bit of RNG that you have to aim for. And essentially, there's going to be a couple attacks that you have to withstand. And once the Thunderbolts team gets going, that's when they can actually thrive and push through. So as you can see here, it was still bare bones. All my characters are only Gear Tier 19. Taskmaster, you can actually sneak him by at Gear Tier 18. This is actually still able to complete the Chaotic Storm raids as well. But yeah, I did find that, guys, if you're able to, like myself here, make sure you boost up your Songbird as well as Hyperion. I think there are two very, very important characters for this. Quasar, obviously, if you have him higher up. I also want to mention, I think out of this mixture here, only Songbird was actually level 105. Everybody else is at level 100 or lower. So yeah, again, I'll have the separate video on this so you guys can see the full gameplay and then how the RNG works, because this one took like 10-15 retries until I actually had the right RNG. And then last but not least, we have mission 10 here. Very, very straightforward. There is no kind of randomness to this, that you can actually go through the full team and just knowing who to target and get the job done. So yeah, that's a wrap, guys. That is a wrap. That's an overview here. Hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this gives you a sense of which mods to activate to at least get the bare minimum here. And then, like I said, if you're able to do all 10 nodes here, building up only Vigilante and as well as Thunderbolts plus Quasar, you're able to go through all these rewards here. And this is why it's big, guys. At the very end here, if you're able to accomplish milestone 15, you will see that we're getting 25 pieces here of Mystic Gear, which is absolutely massive here for the run towards Age of X. So that's definitely really, really enticing. It's a massive, massive reward that now we can take advantage of. And don't forget the 6 red star on Quasar. Hopefully this is helpful, guys. Let me know in the comments below. And again, once I have the video out, I'll definitely link it below so you guys can reference that node that I'm referring to. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.